Yeah, just last week I was sitting in old sunny Florida where it was sunny and 75 every day we were there. The evenings got down to maybe 65, just absolutely beautiful weather. I come back to Tennessee, starting off this morning, it was 29 degrees. So, I don't know. I wish I could have stayed in Florida. But anyway, so we're out here. We're going to get right back. I don't know if you can hear me. That barge is going by. I think you can hear me pretty well. But we're starting off. If you remember last video, when it was obviously when I was bundled up because I was fishing here. But this is that big, huge flat we're coming back to. I scanned coming in right there at the little trough that comes into where you can actually get into this flat. Was just absolutely loaded with shad. So I did kind of like a small circle because I didn't want to drive around this whole thing and spook fish. But I scanned probably about 5 or 6 really good looking fish. I know you guys always want me to catch for that stuff on a side scan, but I guess I could, I don't know, film it with my phone or something. I don't know. I need to, because by the time I get it out and I go to do it, you know, I'm already looking at something else and whatever. So where I'm set up, I know you can't, it's hard for me to explain because you can't see it. I'll show you on the map once we get set up, but I got the trough that comes in off the main channel where it starts to shallow up to like 6 foot, just absolutely loaded with gizzards. And so it comes around this way, then it bends kind of right back behind the boat here. Under the water, there's like a high spot right in front of the boat, so I kind of got the boat up there. And what I done this time is I brought both my anchors. So we got the wind coming from this way. I got the boat at an angle into the wind on purpose because that anchor's hook in the front, and this anchor, it's not out the back, but it's out the side, but it's also hook in the back. So that wind is going to keep the boat straight and tight on both ropes. So that way, last time, if you remember, we were just swaying around all over the place. So I'm set up on that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to fan cast everything out. So I'm running half and half. I got half these rods with floats on them, half of them without floats on them. We're just going to see if any of that makes a difference. That's one thing we're going to try. Of course, I netted me up some shad this morning, so we've got plenty of bait. But I'm just going to fan cast as much as I can out here, and we're going to sit here a while because on these flats, especially with that sun coming up, there's an activity window where these fish are going to get to moving around all over this place. So the point of moving around would probably help too, but I think I'm just in the ideal spot because I'm going to be fishing that deeper trough that comes in, which I say deeper, it's like 6 foot. We're anchored up. Well, I got the depth finders turned off now because we're sitting in 4 foot. So I'm going to cover about 6 foot, maybe some 7 foot out there, but definitely some 4 and 3 foot up here. So I'm going to just, like I said, have everything just as far as fanned as I can. And then we're going to sit here, and when these fish get to moving around, we'll just see what moves into us. So that's kind of the plan. So I'm going to get some of these baits cut up, and we're going to see what happens. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of confidence up here, but the last time we was here, we kind of hit on something. So I want to play with this a little bit, but like I said, that trough, it goes back, and camera's picking it up, but there's a cove back there, and it kind of continues back, all the way back there. Then, of course, it gets, you know, all this. I just think these fish are going to be moving around. I'm in kind of the right spot as far as the wind, because these fish could be moving, you know, right along these banks here, just kind of moving around this area, and then coming off the channel and stuff like that. So, I don't know, man. We're going to figure it out. If nothing else, you know, we catch a couple fish doing this. That's going to be a lot of fun because it's 3 foot of water. This rod here is probably going to be in about 3 foot of water. Then it's, like I said, it's just going to kind of angle down. But it's going to be fun. I tell you that. We catch you some. So the only thing I'm going to do today is I'm just going to kind of fillet them and cut them. Because I'm going to have some bigger baits, some smaller baits. Just kind of see what these fish are after. I'm hoping they're after everything I throw out there. But the last time I was here, they were just kind of grabbing the bait, but they weren't grabbing the hook. So that's why I'm going to do some without floats on them, see if that makes a difference. I want to get maximum scent out there, so that's why I'm doing this. Now my double hook rig, I'm gonna head chunk and body chunk it, and we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I'm excited. I'm not super confident, but I'm excited about the possibilities. Because especially once I scanned, like I said, I did a small circle, and I scanned like 5 or 6 really good looking fish. Now I'm obviously I'm hoping they were catfish. They look like catfish, but it's hard to tell, like I said, this shallow. But I tell you one thing, when you are fishing this shallow, being quiet is key. You can get away with a few noises, but you're not gonna be able to get away with a whole bunch of noises. That's why I got the depth finders turned off. That's why I brought the anchors, so I don't have to have that loud trolling motor trying to keep us in a spot. I'm gonna go 3 ounces today, because obviously I don't need, there's no current here. Now, what am I doing? I gotta wait on there, I gotta put the other hook on there. But yeah, we're going 3 ounces today on everything. But I like the way I got the anchors set up, because like I said, that wind's gonna keep us tight on them ropes. All right, now that we got a minute, I'll show you where we're at. So let me zoom out of here. So anyway, this is the main channel right here. And so I had to come off this. This is that little trough I was telling you about. So it keeps going back through here, then it goes through here, then that's the cove that I was telling you about. Those are the 2 points, which they are right over there. So you can see where we're set up right here. Zoom in a little bit. So I scanned them fish. They were kind of right in this area here. So the boat's parked here. We're actually, let's see, we're casted kind of out in all of this here. So that's where we're going to sit. We may move, like we may just kind of move around this area, kind of maybe through here. You know, I don't know. It just all depends on what we end up doing here. I know it's going to take a minute, because like I said, these fish, they're just roaming around. So we kind of got to give them a chance to move around the right spot. So we'll see. Well, all right, y'all. We sat here for about an hour. So what I want to do is I want to just kind of move around this little area here. Try to find, what I really want to try to find is a choke point, something. I haven't seen any birds. That was one of the things, but I know there's a bunch of shad when I come up through here, but I don't want to fish in the shad. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But I may, because I spotted them fish, they were over here. So I don't know if I need to just kind of pick up, move over, maybe catch them. Maybe they're coming in a certain way, because I'm trying to figure out this wind. It's you know, obviously blowing this way, but I'm wondering if I need to just move a little bit further back to where it's more shallower. I'm going to figure this flat out. I mean, we got a lot of it. I'm going to figure it out. You know, we may not catch a bunch of fish today, but man, if we can put one in the boat, that's going to be a success for trying to figure out this shallow water stuff. But I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick everything up. Of course, I'm going to rebait once we get to where we're going, but I'm just going to probably just scan around a little bit and see if I can't see any more fish, because I did see, like I said, over there, which I probably should have set up over there where I seen them at, but I didn't want to drive over top of them to spook them. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to just kind of look around a little bit. If I happen to see fish on the side scan, I'll make sure to show you. Okay. So that right there is a fish. I know I dropped a waypoint on him, but that's a fish. I don't know what that is there, but you can see he's up off the bottom and there's shadows. So we're gonna try to see if there's something to that. I'm gonna look for more like that. He was kind of off to the left of it. That's why I'm saying I don't know if I need to set up on the, got that glare on the, I'm gonna come around to this point here. We're going to just kind of start there and scan in and see what we can't find. Get this boat going in the right direction. But that was a good sized fish. When I get the boat turned, it's gonna, the sun's gonna be right on the graph. It's hard to see with the sun beating down on that graph there. See, that's a fish right there too. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a fish. Yep, sure enough is. So when I get the boat spun around here, we're gonna go back a little bit further. Because I really want to get, I'm gonna come back around here, but I want to get back on this side and then try to go up in here. See if I could, I don't know, find where there's a few of them hanging out at. Now see, that's another fish. That right there, he's up off the bottom. You can see the shadow up underneath him. We're just gonna kind of cruise around, see what we can see. That's a little cluster of some bait, something right there. See, those are fish right there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop a waypoint on them. That's another fish right there. Drop a waypoint on him. That's another fish. Another fish. Yeah, there's quite a few fish up here. Maybe I shouldn't set up in the right spot. That's kind of why you want to move around these areas. But see, when you're this close in this shallow water, it's kind of hard to see what they are. Now, see, that's some bait right there, it looks like. Ooh, she comes up shallow right there. Yeah. We'll see what's in this. Supposedly this is probably only about 8 feet of water right here, but we're gonna go look at it. That appears to be bait. That's a fish, but it looks like a gar though. It looks like another gar. We're gonna head over this way, check that out. Yeah, we're gonna spin it around, maybe look back in that cove. I think that, I did see one, I'm pretty sure that was a catfish. But there's just a lot of gar out here. I was kind of afraid of that coming up this shallow. As you can see all them shadows off to the right there, that's kind of indicative of gar. But yeah, I'm gonna scan around and see what we can't come across. I'm gonna go back up over here, probably hit back in that cove, and I don't know, possibly see if we can find some catfish. Okay, so I ended up settling kind of like we got the point here, and we got that point here. This is kind of where it kind of dumps off. As a matter of fact, it's kind of where it comes up. I've seen quite a few fish. Now I still think they're gar, but we're gonna fish anyway. But what we'll do is, like I said, if this doesn't pan out, we still got plenty of stuff I want to try to look at, fish. Like I said, we got plenty of time still. Turn this off. But we got plenty of time still, so we'll just move around this flat, just kind of work different areas. I really think this is a good spot, but we may need to go back up where I marked them fish. But I'm just thinking, because I was trying to find the bait, which the further I got back here, the more and more bait that I saw. Now, I don't know if fishing around the bait's going to be the idea. Typically, you want to try to get away from the bait. Typically. But like I said, a good handful of them fish look like catfish. So, we'll see. God, there's a fish. Not a big one, but I got one on that one too. All right. That's the little channel cat. I'm gonna assume that this was probably more of the same. Oh, he come off. No way. Wow, took both my baits. Interesting. Well, we caught a fish up here. That might have been some of that littler stuff I saw. Might have been some of these channel cats. That one there, he wasn't a big fish, but he wasn't a bad fish. Yeah, old channel cat. Well, at least the skunk's out of the boat. That's the biggest thing. I really wish it wasn't on a channel cat, but you can have that head, buddy. I got plenty. Yeah, I'm real surprised that one come off. I thought he was hooked. He may not have been real good. Hey, let me get a couple more pieces out there. We'll sit here a little bit longer and see what happens. All right, let's move. What we're gonna do is we're gonna work our way back out closer to the beginning. try that. Get rid of some of these carcasses here. They were either all channel cat or I had a couple gar bites here. I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna go up there closer to where the entrance is. Give this a little bit of time also. But I've seen some pretty good looking stuff down there, pretty good looking fish. I don't know if they're all catfish, but we are gonna find out though, that's a fact. So glad I brought my anchors. This would have been terrible trying to use a trolling motor again. I got one swimming with it. I do. Oh, and he just come off. Oh, he was swimming with it. Ah, you dog. I don't know if that's just a small fish. I mean, that could still be gar. Just sitting there swimming with it. I don't know, y'all. He said, we're gonna sit here a minute. We're gonna give them time to move around. You know, me moving the boat around sometimes will spook them fish off. So I'm gonna let them kind of get comfortable with the boat sitting here and stuff, and we'll just see what they end up doing. I've had one pecking on this one forever. Could be a turtle. Well, he's on a stick. Oh, this is terrible. Little blue. Get off of there. Oh, you got to be kidding me. He pulled it a long ways. He just barely hooked too. I mean, barely hooked. This old blue little bitty thing. That you was down there pecking on it the whole time, just gnawing it away, because all that's left is the gill plates of that piece of shad I had out there. Little buddy. Well, would you stop? Yep, little buddy. Just barely had him whisker hooked, but man, I thought for sure we'd catch some bigger ones up here. I guess not. Well, I appreciate it anyway, buddy. I'm getting bit on a couple different rods now, but yeah, you can see that was a piece of. There was about that much of it missing. I got a fish on this one. They're just down there swimming with it. No, get out of that line, get out of that line. Another little blue, but they were all just out there swimming with it. Because this rod here was way over this way. I'm like, why is my line way over here? This one did the same thing. Little buddy. I'm like, man, that line is just so far over. Why is it so far over? Well, I wish they would let me know when they're biting. Chill out, buddy. There we go. Yeah, you were kind of in a bad way there, weren't you? just out there swimming around with it, just chilling, huh? Man, I hope that's not all I saw. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw some bigger fish, but well, I appreciate it. Down there swimming around with that in your mouth. Okay, a little bit better fish there. That was a shallow rod too. All right. Yeah, it's a little bit better one. He's not much better, but he's a little bit better. Oh yeah. Come over here, buddy. How good are you hooked? You're not hooked all that well. Don't come off, whatever you do. Come up, come up, come up, come up. Open your mouth. There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit better fish there, y'all. Kind of on the lines of what I'm talking about. He is still tuned up. Get these rubs off. Yeah, he is still tuned up. Well, I had him hooked in his, yeah, he was hooked good, then it pulled out on him. Good deal, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, look at this dude. Solid, probably 12, 13, 14 pounds right there. Up here in the shallow water. I'm also kind of wondering if it's also a time of day thing, you know? Like, let this water tent warm up here shallow, see if they come up here. Because the last time I come up here, it was pretty late in the day. But I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Heck yeah. Decent fish. Now you gotta go, it's pretty shallow right there. Because I got the boat sitting in probably, well, about 3 foot of water. Most of these rods are, I get the only snag out there. Maybe I get a fish pull me off of it. Well, good deal. That's what I'm talking about. It was a little one, but he took it. I have a feeling there's a lot of these up here. We are gonna move to the other spot. I only caught one decent fish. And the bite has been really slow. So we're gonna move out. Fish that spot on the river. See if we can't replicate what we did the other day. Because that again was also later in the day when I was catching all them fish. So, come here, buddy. These ones, of course, the water is muddy right now. So I don't know if, not a bad fish. Where's all your big ones at? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move. See if we can't get it to just, I don't know, a little bit bigger fish anyway. I ain't asking for a whole lot. I'd like to catch a couple 20s, that'd be great. We good? All right, so this is the spot where we just absolutely wore them out that one time. Oh man. Okay, cool, I thought they got wrapped up in the prop. This is the one we absolutely wrecked them. And I actually forgot. I completely forgot that my dad was wanting a 10-pounder to eat. I completely forgot about catching him. Well, we caught at least one of them back there. So this current, pretty good. Probably have to move up to 5 ounces, wherever they're at. You got it this time, buddy? Yeah, he's got it this time. That current's and got these lines all pushed around. Trying to keep him out of them lines. Don't feel like a bad one. I mean, he's no monster, but he just came off. He just came off. Ah, no way. Man, that was a decent fish there, y'all. I can't believe he just come off. Dang it, dang it, dang it. You got it this time, buddy? Because he did that once before, but I guess he just come off. I thought he just slacked the line, but I guess he actually came off. Oh, no, that's cool. I see what happened. So I just broke off my double hook rig. Did you just eat my double hook rig? That is interesting. Yeah, so anyway, I got my double hook rig on this one and I just broke it off. Because I had it, I don't know, there's a snag out there somewhere. So this fish, he ate the double hook rig that was snagged. And so I got my weight, both my hooks back. That's cool. Well, I mean, you sir, I surely do appreciate that. That's cool as crap right there, man. Got my double hook rig back and everything. Huh. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Man, I tell you what, these old fish, I mean, we ain't catching no big ones, but they sure are being nice right now. There's a fish. Even pull a little drag. I like it when they hit this rod. All right, now and he just come off? No way. That was another keeper fish that my dad needed. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that is terrible. That was at least a 10-pounder. All right, y'all. Well, that is going to do it for this one. Man, I tell you what. we spent a lot of time on that flat just for the few fish we caught, but I guess the only thing I can think of, and I was sitting thinking about this about an hour ago, that all last week was fairly warm. All last week, even here, it was still, you know, in the 60s, you know, mid 60s, close to 70s. And so it warmed up. And then yesterday, it was pretty warm in the morning. Well, fairly warm in the morning, but it got cold, you know, last night. It got pretty chilly. And I don't know. I think that may have had something to do with it. A lot of times when I've run into a bunch of small ones, you know, sometimes it's the area, but other times it's and you don't pick up no bigger ones. I'm talking like them 15, 20 pounders. A lot of times the cold front will just shut them things off because it was, like I said, it was warm all last week. So I think it's kind of the case we were running into. But you know, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. It's fishing, you know. Don't keep me from coming out here and trying, but I'm going to explore that flat some more, which I said there's another flat that's further down just like that one. It just sets up on the other side of the river or the channel, and but it was further down, and I wanted to fish my way back to the boat ramp because it was, you know, it's getting late in the day. Matter of fact, I gotta head back to the house, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I can't wait for spring. I definitely can't wait for that. I can't wait for these water temps to, you know, get up into the upper 50s, close to the 60s. Can't wait for that. We actually hit, and I'm going to take this with a grain of salt because we're parked right here on the bank. So it says it's 51 degrees. Now, when we were in the shallower part of the flat back there, it was 48 degrees. Once I got over a little bit deeper water, still on the flat, so I went from like 4 to 5 foot to 7 to 8 foot. It went from 48 degrees to right at 50 degrees. So I think that may have had something to do with it. It may have pushed them fish off that flat, and I probably should have stopped right there at that mouth. I told you I scanned some fish there, but they didn't look no bigger than what we were catching. But I probably should have stopped there, so I don't know. Like I said, the rest of this week, I have no idea what this weather's going to do. I know between tomorrow and the next day, we're supposed to get up to, like, they're calling for 4 to 6 inches of rain, and that's a lot of rain, especially on this river. So I may have to figure something out. But either way, you know, I mean, it is a day fishing, so I'm pretty happy about that. You know, definitely better than a day at work. So, but with all that being said, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.